Hey Wharfers, GB here. This is a new segment that I'm going to be doing. Mike's been doing the comic books for a little bit and doing his own videos about the comic series that Bob's Burgers did. And for me, I think I'm going to do a deep dive into my pin collections, which are behind you and a little bit above you as well. The first one I'm going to do, I think, is going to be over last year's San Diego Comic-Con 2024 panel pins that they handed out during the Bob's Burgers panel. And the segment that I'm going to have for you guys right now, I think I'm going to call the pin collection and the Pinboard. So let's go ahead and get started with this bad boy, because there's 10 pins, there's a lot to talk about, and if you're into pin collecting like I am, it's going to be a little bit of a process to get some of these, especially if this is one that you're interested in. So the pin set, first off, is based on the Little Miss and Mr. Cartoon, as well as the comic series. So they're very interesting if you go by art style. They're just a little different, but here's the first one. This is Bob, and very cute with a little smiley face on the burger. Perfectly well balanced look. I like this one a lot, and they all kind of have this vibe. And if you haven't seen the Little Miss or Mr. series, you may not know what these are. You might be like, I don't know what those look, kind of like blobs, like color blobs. But really, if you do know the series and you kind of know what they're going from and like where it's coming from, they look pretty great. Perfectly. There's a little Linda with her wine glass. These look exactly like you would think if you know where they're based off of. That being said, there's a lot of these, and one in particular has a very big story to us. So if I start off with these, there are 10 to collect, as I said earlier. The first one I got from the set was Mr. Fish Eater, and this was handed out to me during the San Diego Comic-Con panel, during the Bob's Burgers panel, where Lauren and the cast was up talking about the new season and kind of like giving us some hints about what to expect. I picked Calvin because there wasn't any other Calvins in the bag. They just basically start at one end of the row and put a bag out with pins and hand them down the line, and you take which one you want. So I took Calvin, and I believe Mike grabbed Tina, which is super cute too. And then from there, you just only got one and you left. That was it. No one had any idea that there was that many of them. So as we left, I started seeing everyone else had a bunch of other ones, including some of our buddies from the show who had like Marshmallow and really like Gene. I think they did a great job on Gene. So I was like, oh, there's more of these. I need to collect these. No idea that there was 10 though. So starting off, I went in and hit eBay looking to see what people had, and it was nuts. eBay was an absolute just chaos, essentially, to get these pins. People were asking about 25 bucks each for each one, and I was like, I cannot justify that. With 10 of them, that's $250. I'd seen people start collecting the set right after Comic-Con and spending around $250 to get it, and I just could not justify that. So for me, my goal was to try to get it around Todd Lane prices, which is about $15, maybe $12 for pins, and trying to keep it there. And if I could get bundles, which if you're in the pin game and understand what that is, it's just collecting them in packs. If someone's got a bunch, if you see a seller that's got 2, 3, or 4 of these, ask them what they'll do. Kind of like, would you take this for the whole lot? Also think about what you're going to be spending on shipping. Each pin in particular was about $5 for shipping from certain sellers. But if you found them, like I was able to get a couple, it was actually these 4. Whoops. I was able to get these 4, and then, 4, with little Louise. I was able to get these 4 in a bundle in a lot. So then I saved $20 with shipping because I only spent 5. So at that point I was like, well, I have another justified, like I could spend another $10 or $12 on the lot. So that way I was able, instead of spending like $40 on those pins, I was able to snag some of them for as less as like $5, which allowed me to get them for almost like $20 for the whole lot. So that being said, let's start off with the big ones, and then we'll get to the special one, which if you have it, you know why it's kind of special, because you were there to get it. But starting off the first one, we have Bob. He has the cute burger with the smiley burger on it, the mustache, everything looks great. And honestly, I like these pins. I think the set's super fun and super cute, especially based on the Little Miss Mister. And the crew that drew it, I'm assuming a lot of the Bob's animators and board artists and people helped out with these. I know Simon was a big part of these and helped, I think, design a few of them, but they did an amazing job, whoever did do these. There's Linda with her wine glass, her yellow shoes, the hair, the glasses. It just fits really well. Then you get into like Tina, which Mike got. Tina looks amazing with her little shoes, socks, the barrette in her hair, the glasses, a little frumpy. Of course, she has the no smile. Then we get into Jean, which I think is my favorite one. Is Jean. I think it's perfect with the megaphone, his hair, his smile, his shoes. It just looks like Pac-Man-esque, but it's so cute. I think Jean's my favorite one in the series. Then you get, this one was expensive. Louise was expensive. She came out to be like 20 bucks. For some reason, I spent more on her. The only two I spent more on were Jean and Bob. Or sorry, Louise and Bob. Louise, I don't know why, she's a fan favorite, so maybe that's it, but like, her design's cute. I like the green from her dress and the pink in her ears. It's great, but she wasn't one I was expecting to pay a bunch for. I was actually expecting to pay quite a bit for some of the later ones that we were getting into. I was able to snag this one, Teddy, for a pretty great deal. Teddy was only $5, and I like it. Teddy's fun. He got his like 5 o'clock shadow, his hat, his hammer, his McLachlan, his boots. And Teddy's one of my favorite characters, so I was really happy to snag that one. Now, the Jean, Tina, and Linda, I think I paid maybe $15 for all three. So I was like, that's a deal. Bob was about $20. Louise, I think, was the most expensive of the set at like $22 or $23. Calvin is one of the extras that's in there because you get the Belchers and Teddy, which is like the main 6. Then we're getting into our last 4. Mr. Fisher is the one I took at the show. He was a little more expensive online. He's about 20, 25 bucks. I was glad I grabbed Calvin. And honestly, I love Calvin. The hair is great. He's got his cape, the purple from his suit and tie. Like, it's all there with the pink. They did the color scheme well with him. This one I wasn't expecting. The roller skate guy, and he looks great. Purple from his Speedo, the hair, the roller skates. It's a fun callback to a character that has been there since the beginning and really hasn't changed for anybody or anything. He is who he is, and I like it. So I'm glad that he's in there, and I think it's a nice little nod. The one that was expensive, this one was about 18 bucks, but I had seen it go as high as $30 or $40 on eBay. But I was able to snag one later, was Marshmallow. And I love that I got Marshmallow. I think she is beautiful, she is wonderful, she is who she is, she's Marshmallow. She comes and goes, she pleases, the boots are amazing, just the look, the smile, it's perfect. I'm hoping that if Jari is at Comic-Con, that they will go ahead and sign Marshmallow for me. The last pin is an exclusive pin, and it's basically you had to attend the 2024 Bob's Burgers meetup hosted by, from North of Wharf, me and Mike and Teen Apocalypse. And the people at Bob were so nice that they're like, we have one more pin that's in this set, and we want you guys to hand it out. So we were able to meet up with Mike, one of the, he does all the merchandising and stuff for Bob's and helps set up all that. And super awesome guy. Me and Mikey go back to the days of Trivial Pursuit, so it was really good to hang and see him again. But he was able to hand us a big bag of these, and he was like, hand them all out, make sure all the fans get them. So we kept, I think, one each for us, and then we gave them all out, and we had about 5 left over after the meetup was done. We saved those 5 for people that were collecting the sets. If we saw people on Facebook or Reddit or even on like Discord saying like, oh, I'm missing this one, I don't know where to get it, I can't find it. The reason they couldn't find it is because it was at the meetup, and 2, we only saw 1 on eBay go on sale, and it went for like almost $40. So we would hand those out. we would hit them up on messages or DMs and be like, hey, if you really want this, we'll send it to you. That way you can complete your set. Just take a picture of your set and show it off. So they were really cool. We met a lot of good people that way. But the pin I'm talking about is the Meatup pin. Super fun. I know most people are like, well, Meatman's like a different shade and he looks different, but this is so fun. And I'm so glad that we got to be part of this and be able to hand this out to people. So for me, this was a super special moment, super special thing. I love that Bob's made us included in this. So again, special thanks to Mikey for setting that up over at Bob's, Mikey Macasero. So super cool. So like, I can't even like put into words how awesome it was to be picked to do these kind of things and hand these things out. So Bob's has always been with fans, for fans, by fans, and really showing it off here by letting us do this. Just a fan meetup hosted by a group of people that are just diehard Bob's fans. Tina's been doing it since the beginning. She's been cool enough to let us join in, and we've been loving every minute of it, handing out friendship bracelets, pins, all kinds of stuff, stickers, just to have a good time with people. So this was the Meetup pin. He is super, super rare. I don't even know how many there are of these, and I have yet to see a bunch of these on eBay since. I feel that maybe the stock has dried up, or you might see these kind of pop up later, like the Ducky pin from the movie, or the Zeke and Jimmy Jr. pin from Blade Runner. Those are still on eBay, but they come out rarely, and sometimes the prices go up, especially like the movie clamshell and lobster pins for the cars. Those are also kind of rare to find. So all in all, if you can spend under $100 for these pins, well done. It's less than $10 each, so good job. I do think you'll probably spend a little bit more to get all these, especially the Meat Man. Since we don't have any more to hand out to you, you will have to kind of do some digging to find him. That being said, it's a super cute set. I'll show a picture with the post so you guys can see all of them one by one as well, and we'll make sure that that goes out with the video so you can see them. But again, this is JB from what I'm calling the Pinboard and the pin collection set. So in the future, you'll see a bunch of other ones. You can also see the Pest Vans. There's the Great North pins. Up above that, we've got some really cool ones. I'm not trying to show those off just yet, but like the Bob's Burgers Live pin set and other ones. So let me know if you liked this in the comments below. Let us know, and if you like this, I'll go digging through the rest of the stuff, and you guys can see all the cool things we've got. So again, this is JB from North of Wharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.